Where'd you go?
I'm still here.
Oh, there you are. Hi. Oh my God. I pushed the record button and then you disappeared.
No, I was. I heard all these beeps and I was checking my heart, just to make sure everything was all right.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad this is finally recording. What's up, Dayton?
All good, absolutely all good. A little tired. Spent a lot of the night watching Mindhunter on Netflix, and
Mindhunter.
yeah,
Oh, okay. What's Mindhunter?
Mindhunter. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, Mindhunter.
yeah. It's hard to describe really. It's like based in the 70s, FBI guys, I guess, and but like they set up a criminal psychology sort of part of the FBI. So they go around interviewing like mass serial killers and things like that, so that they can solve crimes that are going on. And it
Okay.
is really, really good.
Man, I've always been a big fan of crime shows ever since Scooby Doo, man. I,
I still watch Scooby Doo every day, even when Finley's not there.
Scooby Doo will always be the classic, man. Always be the
Yeah.
classic. Yeah, I just don't know what happened to Hasbro. I mean, Hasbro was really big into it, right? Or was it? I think that was the name. No, it was Habera or something like that. It was the same company as the Flintstones, maybe.
All
I'm
right.
trying. I'm trying to remember, but I just remember I'm trying to remember if they went bankrupt or not. But anyways,
How can a company that produces the likes of Flintstones and possibly Scooby Doo go bankrupt?
I
It
have
just
no
sounds like they
idea.
just wanted to take their money out and put it in the pockets.
I'm glad Disney hasn't gotten a hold of them yet.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, welcome to episode 2 of Learning the Ropes, everybody.
Yeah.
Episode 2, and we've got 2 drinks with us, so we can share even. So cheers to the buddy. What
Yep.
time is it over there? Right? Cheers to you.
It is 10 to 9.
10 to 9. It's almost nighttime for you, or it's almost sleep time for you. It is.
Well, I was
It's
probably ready for sleep like an hour ago.
and then we had to deal with technology for half an hour, and that woke us up. For everybody that's watching, I have to deal with technology every day, and it pisses me off. And what we went through before, it's like this is why I have like a pre-show before I do actually like real shows, because sometimes technology doesn't want to function. So
It's just not our friend at times.
yeah, we were struggling for about half an hour trying to get each other on a phone call, and then it came down to us just restarting each other's mobile devices and that. So thank God for the restart button.
Yep.
Yeah, you have a Windows over there, do you? A Windows
Yeah.
or an Android phone?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Android.
for I've got a MacBook Pro that I use in Apple, but here's the thing. Sometimes this is what I think might have happened. Windows sometimes you're not allowed to use 2 devices at once for like audio, like Skype and Google Hangouts. Sometimes you can't use that option at the same time, but Mac you can use that. That's what I'm wondering if Windows and the Android you have something to do with it. So.
Yep. Maybe.
See, this is me teaching you tech. This is called learn the ropes.
Yeah, I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen.
I don't want to listen. That's great. Well, then you tell me about your day. What is something that I need to learn today?
I was just thinking you were speaking about the Flintstones just then. I mean, a car, I can work a car, but I'd be so much happier if I had to like run at the bottom of it, like.
No, I wish we were in hover shoes days, where we can have the hover shoes and we don't even have to run. The hover shoes can just do the driving for us, right?
Yeah, it sounds fair to me. I hate cardio. Hate cardio.
I think now I'm just sounding like the Jetsons. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I think maybe once or twice when I was younger.
Yeah, the Jetsons. That was super old school. Is that Charlotte there?
It is.
Hi, Charlotte.
Coop says hello. She said hiya.
She didn't say shut the fuck up. I'm good.
No, no. It makes a change. Today must be a good day. You didn't tell me to shut the fuck up. Coop.
Oh, she doesn't.
She doesn't tell you to shut the fuck up.
What was it that she said for Ray Rock the other day?
I have no idea.
You didn't show her her as a special guest on the show?
Yeah, well, yeah. Charlotte's back is like semi-world famous now.
Definitely, it was one of the best parts of the show.
Yeah, it really was.
So I'm really
She lights up my world every day with her back. She turns it to me, and that's it. It's like, one of them days.
Does she have a smoker hand, or I thought is she a smoker too?
No, she doesn't smoke.
Oh,
She's
okay.
currently in a cupboard.
Oh, okay. I just I thought there was a cigarette that was going up the side there, but no, it was just a cupboard. Oh, okay.
Even if she did smoke, we don't smoke in the house anyway, so you know.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you should never. Yeah,
you know.
like cigarette smoke, you should never like. The chemicals get around the house and secondhand smoke and everything, right?
Yeah.
Plus, you have kids, so.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up like both my parents smoked and that, you know, like it'd be in the house and everything, you know. So
Yeah,
I hated smokers when growing up, and then when I was working on building sites and things, and everyone was going off for extra breaks. I was like, hang on, I want an extra break. So I took up smoking. And I wish I never.
It's I'm lucky enough. I've never gone into like tobacco. It's like a cigar I'll have once in a while, right? But that's what, like 50 cigarettes in one.
Yeah. see, when I used to smoke weed and that, I smoked a lot less cigarettes, but all I found is what I was doing, I would just smoke more and more weed. It was like constant, all day, like constant top ups. You know, it was. I was smoking weed as much as one would smoke a cigarette. You know, like it was every half an hour or something like that, and it got the point. It got to the point where it was just a little too much. You know, it was not. I mean, I can understand why people do it, and I won't call it for being like. I won't say it's, you know, like, because I mean, I had an addiction to cocaine and things like that. Yeah. It was nothing like that. It's a completely different ball game when you go down the lines of them. But it just got too much for me personally. You know, it was like all day, every day.
That's one thing a lot of people have been worried about me is I think a lot of people have been scared about me taking that drug addiction route. You know, I think a lot of people look at me as some kind of drug addict because maybe the way I look. I don't know. I look Ukrainian, so I do kind of look like an addict. But for me, it's only weed and drinking. That's it. I've for me, like I've tried mushrooms like once with my ex, and I don't think it worked. I think I just sat and watched Family Guy for half an hour. It's like nothing happens. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and watch the same episode again, it looks a whole different. It's a whole different episode.
Maybe someday I'll take those mushrooms, but like I'm 29 now. I think I'm a little bit over the hump now, right?
Yeah. I mean, weed is weed. I mean, it is a gateway drug, like people who chase the high rather than just the enjoyment of or whatever it does for people. Like some people need to smoke a bit of weed to take the edge off. Like they might be really anxious and paranoid, or like people say that weed will cause paranoia, but some people, yeah, but some people that it has the adverse effect as well. Like so they might wake up and they're really anxious, they're really tense,
Yeah.
and overthinking everything all the time, and then they'll have a little bit and
Yeah.
job's
That's
good, and I guess, but unfortunately, there is those out there, and like I was one of them, where you get used to smoking it, and you don't do it for the fact of like it's doing something positive for your life. You do it because of the fact that either personally deep down you're trying to destroy something you've got, or you're just like rebelling, or you just need to feel some sort of buzz. And when it comes to the point where you just need to feel some sort of buzz, that's when it opens the gates to other things, because pretty soon that buzz isn't enough. And that's how I got into cocaine. And
I think you just got
that's,
bigger balls than me.
no,
I think that's what it comes down to. I think I'm just a little pussy. So
no,
I've
just
got
don't ever
friends.
do it. Don't ever do it, Coop. Please, please
Don't
don't
worry.
ever do it.
I've got see the friends I have. I've known them since I was like 4 years old. So my friends are really close. So we went camping, and they're all like, it's nighttime. They're all taking acid, and so they're like, "Come on, Coop, come on, try it, try it." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." I'm like, I'll do that little tease thing. I'm like, maybe no, I'm backing off. I'm that guy where it's like, all right, suit yourself, and they'll take it, and I'll just have fun watching them take.
Yeah, you're that guy that says, just give it an hour, let me see how fucked up you are, and then I'll decide.
Yeah, that's basically me. But it was great because it ended up all we did was I turned on a stand up comedy album, and we just sat around the fire and we all just listened to stand up comedy while they were on
Yeah.
acid. So it's like, I'm very. I hate how my friends like peer pressuring me, because that's what they do. But
Yeah, I mean, all friends do that. To be fair, like, well, especially when you're younger. Like,
yeah,
not so much when you're older, but
my friends were the big jokesters on. I'm the very gullible one. I remember one time when I was a kid, they were faking that like they were smoking weed. I was highly against smoking weed. I was like, I hated smoking. I was like, when I was a kid, I didn't want my friends smoking around me at all. So they had this little joke where they're like, Coop, just go ahead for I need to talk to Jordan for a second. So I go ahead. I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. And then they're like whispering to each other, and then they're like, Hey, Cooper, we're gonna smoke this joint here. And it's like, clearly it's just a bunch of grass that's inside of this paper. And I'm freaking out though. I was like, "You guys are gonna smoke weed? That's so bad. I'm going away from you."
I'm
And then,
walking this way.
yeah, and then they're like, "Cooper, just joking," and then they just show me it's just a bunch of grass inside and everything. I was like, you fucking assholes." Those are the friends I have, man. They're very. I'm. Man. Did you have any pranks growing up that you liked?
Pranks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It was a long time ago. We were always like doing some sort of joke on someone.
I
There's
remember
one that
like
always there's one that always sticks in my brain. Is back when we were like, I don't know, maybe 13 or something. We're in like um and we're doing trampolining,
trampoline.
and yeah, trampoline on like big massive trampolines, and I fell onto my friend's balls, and like he was in
Oh,
pain,
Okay,
He
one
was in
second. You're
pain and he was
hey
crying.
hey hey
And
Dayton. You're cutting out a little bit. It might be the signal. So I'm getting gist of it.
well,
It sounded like you were jumping on a giant trampoline and you landed on your balls.
no, on my friend's balls.
Oh, on your friend's balls.
Yeah. So like, I mean, he was in real pain. Like he was like, that sickly feeling that you get, and he was crying, and he was, he had to stop. But
Oh.
for like 3 weeks, 3 weeks, he told me that the doctor, basically, they were going to remove his testicle.
What?
Yeah, and all along, it was just a big joke. It was just a big. And I felt so bad. I felt so bad for so long. I couldn't do enough for this guy, like.
That's great.
I was walking up to him, shit, every day. Every day I'm like, shit, dude, you might not have any kids. That's my fault. I'm so sorry. And like, I felt so bad. And like, it was all a prank.
He got you good.
He really did. He really did. And like, when he told me the truth, I just said to him, I'm glad I hit you in the nuts. I'm glad.
That's great.
I hope for that moment of pain. Because I mean, I was like a sensitive kid, like not sensitive to the point where I would like too sensitive, like, and I wasn't overly emotional, but I cared. Well, I still do. I
You
care
cared
about
that you cared about
feelings.
his balls.
Yeah, I cared. I really cared. It was like, I'd go up to him and say, if I could give you one of mine, I would. It was sort of.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great.
Was
I'm getting it's still a little bit I'm guessing the signal is probably you're outside, so the signal's probably cutting out a little bit.
Well, my Wi-Fi is really, really good, so it should pick us up fine from here. Normally, I'd
Oh,
sit.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
normally
okay.
I'd sit
We'll
in the
watch
garden and it'd still be fine.
we'll watch the replay and we'll find out. Speaking of which, I'm just wondering if like should I make like a theme song for this, or do you just prefer just Skyping and
No,
that?
I, I think, well, just whatever you want to do. It's
Okay. That's
the theme song. I'm just looking at myself on the screen. I'm like Two-Face right now. Like
Two Face, yeah.
guy from Batman. It's like,
I tried have you ever tried like when you shave or when you shave, have you ever like done like half the face of like one face is like covered, one face is empty?
yeah, I've done it with my hair too.
That's great. Your hair? Oh man, I gotta see a picture of that.
No, well, what I'll do next time is I'll do it so it's opposite sides. So I've got half a beard, bald head, no beard, lots of hair.
That'd be great. That's your next character for wrestling.
Yeah. I'll be called the Picasso.
The Picasso, nice. Speaking of which, are you gonna get back into wrestling, or what's the story with that?
Yeah, well, I intend to. Very much intend to. It's a dream that's not going to go away. I
Well,
just
I mean,
I need things, certain parts of my life to fall in line before I can pursue it properly the way I want to.
okay. Here's. Do you need traveling fees to go there and back? Do you need? Does the wrestling company do like some kind of classes or
Yeah,
something?
well, we've got classes every week, which still cost money. But,
Okay.
but like, to be fair, the trainer himself, he's fairly lenient. He'll let you build up and just pay him back whenever, kind of thing.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
Um, yeah, but yeah, it's tough because he's such a decent dude. but then like there's other things that might occur that make you think, well, is he just in it for the money? His heart isn't in it, and I mean that with no disrespect. It's just like a kind of vibe I get, and
Right.
because he's a great trainer. He's a great trainer, but like sometimes the classes get really busy, and you might not always have a ring to practice in, so you're on the mats or whatever, which is fine. But
Okay.
when it gets to the point where the class is busy and you're not getting your real training time, where you know, like I want to learn, like, and I want to learn like full time.
Do you think you need to go to a different teacher?
Possibly
I
something just with a bigger and better setup, something where you know you can go there maybe even every day, do a workout as well as you know your wrestling training, and
Mhm.
not it. Where I go, it's like you might be given when I was there last, you know I was cousin Cletus, and to
Yeah.
be fair, although cousin Cletus, if I'm given a character, I can find myself in that character.
Hmm.
That's not the character I would have chose for me. You know, it's like
Right.
one of the reasons I got into wrestling is because I want to spread a positive message, you know, about the addiction and about who I am, sort of thing, and just to help others as well. And I thought it was a really good platform to do it. Not only have I always loved wrestling, and I've got like certain natural talents to be able to do certain things.
Right.
It was all about spreading positivity. So for me, as a hillbilly who was a bad guy, it kind of felt like wrong in a way. And
Right.
but I understand it. It's just a process, and it's all learning. And you know, like the positives I take from it is the fact that like you know I learned a bit of showmanship from it, from being cousin Cletus. You know, because I mean it's great. It's like one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life is like I'm going there and I'm performing in front of 200 people, say, and
Mhm.
having all these kids boo me. It's like whoa. And
Yeah.
like you know, like I was the character. I'd get really in their face and stuff, and you know, like
Right.
yeah, I mean, like so, I wouldn't just shout at them. I'd be outside the ring getting counted, and that while I abuse some abuse some kids in the crowd, you know, like. But then to have them kids come up to you at the end of the night and want a photo with you, or like sign something and stuff, is like, wow, it is truly mind
It's
blowing. You know, it's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me after I do a stand-up set, man. It's whenever I did a stand-up set, you have no idea the feeling of when people come up to me and people say, good set, man. And like it when I went on like traveling to Ottawa and that, you have no idea how humbling it is when I'm against other comics that are local, and then I end up being the best act of the night.
Yeah,
That and then people coming up to me and saying that was a great performance and everything. It's like that means the world to me, knowing that all the money and all the hard work and investment I've put into it, it's paying off, right?
yeah,
But it's like you and me right now. It's like some people are accusing me of not putting 100% effort into doing stand-up comedy, right? Um, a lot of people think that you need to be doing stand-up comedy 5 days a week. I wish I could be doing that. I'm in a town where I don't get enough stage time. People are actually like starting fights with me locally so, whenever I talk. So it's like it can be a little dangerous doing volunteer work for me.
yeah, yeah. And I get it. It's like I'm guessing your town is quite similar to mine. Is opportunity is a rare thing. You know,
Mhm.
it's like you kind of got to create your own, but to create your own opportunity, you've got to have some sort of financial backing, you know, where you can throw money at it and not worry about whether that means you can't eat or
Yeah.
not. And that's been my problem is like I've had so many opportunities to go and do shows again with the same promotion, which is like they do put on a good fun show, good family show, and so many opportunities that I just can't afford to go to.
Mhm.
It's like well if I came there for the night, like the promotion that yeah they'd pay for the hotel if we were staying in a hotel, but
Huh.
if not, it's a case of like, not only if they weren't able to pay for it, then if I get back at home at 5 in the morning, how do I get my kids up for school at 7 and have a productive day? Which
Yeah.
so it's like I need what I needed, what I need is a commitment. Like I'm committed to do what the best I can, and with what I've got, like well, that's my life sort of thing. I make the most of what I've got, but when it comes to the wrestling side, like I could do with a real commitment. It's like someone to say, look, we'll train you and we'll train you well, and we'll provide you with the travel and we'll provide you with hotel expenses until you at least until I'm earning properly, like because it not many wrestlers make a lot of money, but some do. You can make money, and
Yep.
but it takes money to make that money, and unless
That's
you're
right.
with the absolute perfect setup sort of thing, it doesn't work out. So I'm just now just trying to get my life in place where I might have the odd few £100 to be able to go and travel for a few days.
Mhm.
But like at the moment, I mean, the kids will always come first. So if I have to take money out of the budget, i.e., like the rent money or the food budget or something, to go and have a match on the hope that I get spotted, and I can't do that to my kids. It's like I'm willing to put in the work, and I'm willing to travel, and I'm willing to sacrifice that time with the kids. Unfortunately, it's like like that's a constant battle. I'm willing to do that, but I can't do it without anything coming back to me. I
Mhm.
just can't do that. And that might sound selfish, but it's not selfish because the only reason I can't do that is because I want to provide for my kids. So it's a constant,
That's
constant catch 22.
that sounds exactly like me with Patreon. When I started my Patreon, if it wasn't for them, like Indigo, Rayshawn, even Johnny Ray when he was around, these guys paid $20 a month, $10 a month for me to go travel 2.5 hours on Greyhound with the bus service out here to Vancouver. And then I would have to pay for my travel back just to go to an open mic. And I did that um, like once every 2 weeks for 2 years, and
Yeah.
it's a struggle, especially if you got to travel, right? If you
Yeah.
don't, for me, like I'm very lucky enough that my Patreon people saved me and my comedy career. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to afford going to the shows and back, which is why I'm not currently doing it right now because I can't afford to travel, right? So
Yeah.
um, that is like when I gotta tell you a story of when I went to Montreal, the biggest comedy festival in the world. It's called Just for Laughs, and I had to volunteer my time there for a week. So what I did was I woke up in Ottawa, Ontario at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I would bus 2 hours to Montreal, and then I would volunteer my 4 to 6 hour volunteer shift. And then at around midnight, sometimes I would bus back all the way to Ottawa. And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, I would wake up again and I would travel all the way back to Montreal again. And I would do the same thing for about 4 to 6 hours. And then I'd travel all the way back. So I basically lived on the bus. but that's paying your dues.
Yeah.
I sacrificed a lot in order just to volunteer my time, but I met so many new connections doing it because I don't think people understand when you go to more events, connections are a huge part of your success of what you do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm very lucky enough that even though it was a struggle of me paying every dime of me just going to volunteer and me struggling just to volunteer traveling to an event there and back and then me like just tired out of my minds. I would not change the world for it because I'm a better person because I did that. So
Yeah.
I'm more humbled because of the fact I got to witness me being around some of the greatest comedians in the world, right? So it's that's why I'm hoping for you with your with not your comedy but your wrestling is hopefully you can meet
Um,
those kind of connections.
yeah. I mean, I'm hoping so too. Unfortunately, I mean the negative side, like, well, it's never a negative because it's my kids. But
Mhm.
like I say, in the situation I'm in at the moment, if I didn't have kids and or whatever, then yeah, I would sacrifice absolutely everything and do that. But like I said, for me, I would literally be taking food out of their mouth to be able to do that travel.
Yep.
So I have to find the balance. It's just finding my way, and I have absolute utmost faith that it will happen one day. Like I'll get into the position where I can go there, and you know, this is what I'm doing now. This is it.
Yeah.
Um,
I have I have a
when you
question.
get
Like, what is the schedule like? Do you go every week, or do you have to go every month, or?
Yeah, so well, I mean, it's been 2 months since I've trained last, but it's like trainings once a week, and
Once a
then yeah, what once a week, which is that's fine. I can handle that. I can handle the training fees.
and you can just go and train whenever you want for that money.
No, no, it's a set amount for a set time,
Oh, okay.
and and it's like I say, sometimes if it does get busy, you're not getting a real benefit. A lot of the time, you might be there for 2 hours, but your time in the ring or your time on the mats might only equate to like 15 minutes,
Right.
and it's annoying because I know what I can give. Like I know what's inside me, and I know what I'm willing to give to do it.
Mhm.
And it's that which is again back to my point. Sometimes I think, is he just in for the money? Because if he was in it, if he was in it to create stars, then he would select his like the people who he's wanting to train.
Mhm.
Think with the hope that they can be a star. Well, where is it if he's just accepting anyone and everyone, and the people who have the potential or like are really willing get kind of pushed aside and miss out on a little bit of training because it's a big class.
Mhm.
It's I don't know. It's a tricky one, really.
Do you have other wrestling academies around you besides from the one that you went to?
Well, this is the thing. There's not a lot local. I
Right.
mean, I was accepted into Al Snow's Wrestling Academy, which is
Really?
yeah, which is in Chester, I believe. I think he's got
Really?
two, but yeah,
Wow.
I got accepted into there in Chester. I mean, but that was I felt proud that I was accepted just because you had to speak to them, like you had to tell them why you wanted to do it. You had to tell them your background. You had to, they had to
Yeah.
see something in you for them to accept you.
Hmm.
And I got accepted to that, but it's like a 5 hour drive.
Oh, wow.
So it'd be a case of not if I can't afford to do that drive, the only other option is to move there, and
Yeah. Oh,
obviously the I'd have been willing to sofa surf, but I don't know no one there, so
Believe me, I've always been a loser. I've moved all across Canada, and I'm still a loser. But at least there. That's it's. I'm just wondering with all these questions because out in Canada we have Landstorm Academy in Calgary, and they do like a 3 month class thing where you go for like consistently 3 months at a time, right? So that's why I was thinking what was going on with Europe, but it seems like it's different on your end where you got to pay like every week kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's just my experience. It might not be the case with some of the bigger promotions or
Mm.
like different schools. I'm not sure. I don't know enough.
So if you can if you could tell our audience right now of an average of what you need to make in order to do wrestling, what you want to do, what is the goal of what you need to achieve?
Wow. Well, for me personally, I'd like to do a show like, well, 3, 4 shows a week or something like that. That'd be great. Um, so on a monthly basis, so working on, so say I'm doing one show a week, not in my local area. So for the training, it's going to cost me £70 for the month.
Okay, so it's just 70 pounds.
£70 for the training for
So
one
that's just
day.
the okay.
So for that's for one day a week for the month. It might not sound a lot, but like when you consider that I might only actually get 10, 15 minutes of real training.
Right. So that means so for $70 you get 4 classes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So $70 4 classes.
But
That
then
seems
one show a week, you're looking at, well, 50 to £100 per show travel,
okay.
depending on where it is. And then obviously not make anything while you're there.
Right. So you're spending at least like a good $200, right?
Yeah. Well, at least
At,
it would be.
at least a week?
Well, yeah, so it'd be £15 per week plus £100. So £115 per week. So that's coming up to like what, nearly £500 for a month. And that's just doing one show per week.
Okay, so we just need 4 of us to get to sponsor you $25 a month. So all you need is 4 sponsors and you're golden.
This is the thing. I'd really like sponsorships, like,
Yeah.
and but
I'll sponsor you.
I wouldn't know where to start in looking for them. It's like I mean, it'd be great to get some, I don't know, some guy that to turn around and say, well, wear my boots or wear my shirt,
Mm.
and I'll pay for your travels. That'd be great, but I wouldn't know where to start, and I'm not the type of person. I completely believe in asking for help when you need it, but I'm not the type of person to ask someone for money.
Well, I'm telling you right now, like from my experience, doing the free stuff has almost killed me. And I'm not joking about that because we need to live, people. We need to live. And I did all this live streaming stuff on Periscope for free for years. And when that happened, it took over my life and it wasn't healthy. The live streaming stuff, it's not healthy, and that's why Patreon, the people that like out of the thousands of people that I had on the app, only maybe about 1 or 2 people actually took the chance of becoming a Patreon member. And I am blessed by having those people by my side. So sometimes it's all about just keep finding the people that support you, right? So
Yeah.
that's the live streaming stuff. It took over my life, but Patreon saved me and it helped me afford to do the stand-up comedy. So there's got to be a balance, right? There's got to be a
Yeah.
balance.
It's
Like,
always balance.
mhm.
Always.
So we need to, so everybody out there watching, go sponsor Dayton for 25, $30 a month And then that way he can actually do his wrestling dream.
Watch me pay that investment back by becoming a superstar.
Of positivity.
Yeah.
Preparation H. Sorry, I'm just thinking of Austin Powers. Oh, good old. Wow, we've been up to this is I think the longest. What was our last episode we did? It was around this time, right? 40 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
This has been a great episode. This has just been me learning of how to help you in your wrestling career. That's what I like to know.
Well, I wish I was able to help you too, but I'm just not that funny.
Oh, we could do the Morning Glory podcast thing. We can go and pay $1 a month on my Patreon. We can do that, so that way you can see what I'm doing behind the scenes. But the whole purpose of why I started the Morning Glory podcast Patreon page is because I wanted you and Ray Rock to finally get paid for what you do. So that's kind of why I made it. So you guys can actually start saving it and keep and do whatever you want with it, right? So.
Yeah, well, to be fair though, Coop, you're the guy who's doing all the work. You know, you're doing the producing, you're doing all the imagery and everything like that. We just talk.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta sacrifice in order to make things successful, right? So,
yeah.
Me as a broadcaster, I come from television. I come from the broadcasting world. So, me when I was in college, I learned that sometimes what you want to do is not what you're going to be assigned.
Yeah.
You have to go by what sometimes the crew needs you to do or what you're best at. So sometimes, like when nobody's around, I'm stuck holding a camera. I was a camera guy for about a year where I had to stay in a studio and I had to hold a camera straight. And let me tell you right now, that was boring as fuck. I hated doing that because I wanted to do more. So, but finally, you know what I did was I asked, it was like, I'm just wondering if I can help out with anything else. And that's when they had me doing other things. Then I started doing graphics. You know, in the sports where they have like the graphics and everything in games and everything like that. So I was doing that for a while. I loved doing that. I loved it. So I'm completely off topic because I'm just talking about just how much I love broadcasting now. But
it's a similar thing for me as well. And it's like when the shows that I have done, you know, like I've met some really great wrestlers. You know, it's like the first thing that I've done is like, can I carry your bags? You know, it's like you're just offering your services and hoping that you find that contact where you can express yourself properly. You know, that's the thing is like I'm guessing it's the same with comedy as well. It's you need to respect what they're doing, you know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like when someone makes a success, just how damn hard they've worked to do it. So too right, I'm going to offer to carry your bags, mate. Too right, let me carry them, and then you pick them up and you think, have you got weights in these? And they're, yep.
See, this is when you outsmart them. Like, can I carry your bags? And then you pull out some massive device, and then you put it on the device. All right, let's go. And then you don't have to do all the work. The machine's doing it for you.
Yeah, exactly. If I don't get to become a wrestler, at least I could work in an airport.
At least you could be a water boy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Dane? I do hope that we can help you out more with your dream, right? So,
if it happens, it happens. I'll take each day as it comes. It's just it's made me a better person for even trying.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help Dayton out, patreon.com/morningglory podcast so we can get a share. Or you can just send him PayPal, right? Wait, no, you can't use PayPal.
No, you can't.
There's another service I found. It's like Pioneer or something like that. It's we'll have to talk about it after off air, but there's different services there that's different from PayPal. So we'll help you out with that, you UK man.
Yeah,
But this has been a fun podcast today. I mean, do we need to mention anything else, or?
I have no idea. I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know. It's like today has just been us just talking about learning.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the whole point of why I like doing this with you, is because I like learning about. I like learning about. Today I got to learn about what's the wrestling industry around your scene. Have you made any friends like that you keep in contact with there?
yeah. Well, I've got a few friends, especially on Twitter as well, like wrestlers on Twitter. Um, yeah, I mean, not so much the ones in my local area. I've had a few falling outs with some of them
Oh, really?
because I'm all about helping, right?
Right.
So for me, a successful show will be where every single person works together, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yep.
But when there's someone out there that who's in it for themselves, it kind of throws things off, you know. So, but I've got a big
Really?
mouth, so if I've got a big mouth, so like as soon as someone like I like as soon as someone's bitchy, that's the word, you know, like the bitchy, like because they don't like the fact that you might do a certain thing better, so they'll say whatever they can to put you down.
What?
I,
They,
they'll,
they 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 get angry if you do a move.
Yeah,
What?
exactly that. Right?
That's
If I do a move better than them, they might start. So they'll start little sly comments. But I don't do. I don't know if you've realised this by now, but I don't do sly comments. If I've got something to say to someone, I'll say it to the face. So then
yeah.
I'll pull them to the side and say, "What you being a dick for? Why would you do that? Why would you be a dick? What is it? Am I threatening you?"
Yeah.
And then I'm the bad guy because I've had the balls to stand up for myself.
Yeah. It's sometimes I hate when you have to be the guy that just doesn't talk. Right. You
Yeah,
just got
exactly. Just
some
go
that's got
along
me in
with it.
trouble. Is sometimes I'm too emotional with comedians around me. Sometimes like a big issue I have is if a comedian is being racist. Okay, these open micers that call themselves comedians, sometimes they'll do a joke where, um, like for example, there was one guy who tried to make a joke about his dog. He tried making a joke about his calling his dog the N word. So those are the people that I don't find funny. I don't find them comedians. I just find them bullies.
Yeah,
So when at a comedy show, when another comedian like talks to another comedian like that, then it causes conflict and you don't get booked.
yeah,
Which in my case I think has happened to me. So I'm not getting booked because of the fact I stood up to a guy that's racist. I got angry at a comedy venue that booked a pedophile over me. So those are my issues I have. Is just sometimes these comedy venues they only go for whoever is more funny, and they end up sometimes being pieces of shit.
yeah,
It's a shame. It really is a shame. So.
yeah,
Uh, So yeah, I get your drifts of just like dealing with those kind of people, right?
yeah. Exactly. I mean, like I say, I never ever want to offend anyone. You know, like I was growing up, like I was an angry person growing up, and I soon realised that as soon as you get angry, the battle's already lost. You know. So now I kind of the anger's still there, but and they probably see what I do as anger or whatever. But like I'll pull them to one side and say, well, look, you've done this, you've done that, you've done the other. I didn't like that. why are you being like that towards me? What have I done to you? You know, if they've got a problem with me, tell me. I'll try and change that.
What's the biggest issue that somebody had with you so far, besides from the move?
No, but like it's just I don't like I say I don't know what's going through their heads because they're not as open as I am, where they can just say, well, you know, there's a guy who's older than me, not as good looking as me. Well, no, but he does the work, and he's great at what he does, you know. And there's been so many times he gets too big for his boots. He almost becomes the trainer, and I'm all for learning off the people that are around me. But when he's the one that's saying, change this, do that, I can understand it. But when he does it in a negative way, so it's not so much to teach me, it's to put me down.
Yeah.
There's a fine line, you know. I will learn from anyone that's going to show me something that I can't do, or anyone that can improve what I'm already doing. And I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to learn. But as soon as they put it in a way that's putting me down in front of everyone, I'm going to pull you up on it and say, well, and then they give it the nice one. It's like, well, I just want you to do this. I want you to do that. And then, but the things that the reason I had the problem with him is there's certain things that he would call out in front of everyone. Not so like no tact and say, well, maybe like pull me to one side and say, do this way. The things that he was pulling me on were things that I did better than him.
so
it was like really like it got under my skin because the only thing that I could think of is, well, he's got a problem with me. It's not the fact that I'm doing something wrong. It's the fact that he doesn't like me or he feels threatened by me.
You should have just told him, well, find different moves that you're better at.
I actually said to the promoter, put us in the ring. We've all signed waivers. Put us in the ring. Give us some 6-ounce gloves and watch what happens.
Just, all right, you want to go real? Let's square up and I'll knock your ass out.
But again, I'm the bad guy. Just for, and the way I seen it is, I was just trying to defend myself. I try to defend myself and try to defend what I'm doing. It was crazy. The promoter actually had told me as well. He'd seen what was going on.
Yeah.
He also felt the same about it. Okay. And the promoter had spoken to him, and I'd spoken to him. And both times is like, he means nothing by it. He means nothing by it. So I had to accept that. So I did accept that.
Is Charlie giving you the okay to go?
Yeah. So when I do go back, I'm not gonna stay away from him because that's not my style. I'm not gonna like avoid him or anything like that. But hopefully it's a little bit different, you know. Hopefully I can earn his respect rather than him just having an instant dislike for me. Hopefully he can, you know, get to know me a bit better, you know, and realize that I'm not a bad guy. Yeah, I'm still gonna knock his ass out though.
Just because, you know, I'll beat you up and then we'll become friends after, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was my hopes when I said to the promoter, just put some gloves on us, stick us in the ring, and watch what happens.
All right. Well, I'll let you. I guess it's time for you to go to bed with Charlotte, eh?
It definitely is because she's just chatting away. So.
All right. Well, this has been a great podcast today. Learn the Ropes, episode 2. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Love you, Coop.
Oh, pat on the head. All right. Bye, Charlotte.